In this particular set, we're going to be talking about integer operations. Now, the first thing you need to know is what the word integer means. An integer is just a positive or negative non-decimal value. So we're talking about things like -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, dot, 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 in either direction. Now, when you're adding integers, I always want you to visualize a number line. So think of your head as like a 0 and then positives to the right, negatives to the left. You want to combine the numbers together. So if you have a -4 and a +7, when you put those together, you're going to end up at +3 because the 7 is bigger than the -4. The next case, we have a +5 and a -8. When you put those together, you get -3 because, again, the -8 is bigger than the +5. Now, when you multiply or divide, just remember this basic rule. If they're the same signs, it's positive. If different signs, it's negative. So, for example, if we have 2 times -3, those are different, so it comes out as -6. -3 times 2, those are different signs, so it comes out as -6. And then -2 times -3, those are the same signs, so it comes out as +6. Now, subtraction, I want you to remember to just change to addition. So you want to visualize the numbers differently. So when you see -4 minus 9, look at that as a -4 and a -9. When you put those together, you get -13. For the next case, when you see that negative sign, you want to distribute out the negative. So a negative times a positive is a negative times a negative is a positive. So that's why you end up with +4 and a +2. When you put those together, you get 6. All right, now looking at the first example, we have x to the fourth. That means we're doing x times x times x to the fourth power. And it's saying if x is -3. When you plug in -3, always put it in parentheses. So this is saying -3 times -3 times -3. So you go left to right. -3 times -3 is +9. 9 times -3 is -27. -27 times -3 is +81. And again, you just keep going. Same sign positive, different sign negative. Now in this case, when you plug in the 3, realize that this is -x to the fourth. So it's x to the fourth with a negative sign in front. So bring down the negative sign and then put 3 in parentheses to the fourth power. So 3 to the fourth is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So you just do 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27, and 27 times 3 is 81. Then you just bring down the negative sign in front, because again, the negative was in front of the x to the fourth. Now the last example, I want you to look across. When you see that negative, you want to distribute it out. So you'd say -2, -5, a negative times a negative is a positive, so +3 and +8. So you combine -2 and -5 together to make -7. Then -7 and +3 make -4. And -4 and +8 make +4. Because again, they're different signs, the 8 is bigger. And that is how you do integer operations.